Hey fam, long time no talk to you. Apologize for the inconsistency of posting, but life gets in the way, or you find excuses why not to make these videos. So I told you it's going to be about the good, bad, and ugly of real estate. So let me share with you some of the stuff I got going on. So back in February, I worked with a family who was going through foreclosure, and I successfully postponed that foreclosure twice for them. And after the second time, the homeowner decided that it was in their best interest to not sign a contract with me and go with somebody else, which is one of the bad things about real estate, because the whole point of you helping somebody is obviously to help them get out of their situation. But all the coaches tell you, hurry up and, have them sign the contract, because you don't control it till you have them sign the contract. Well, I didn't do that because I didn't want to be that pushy guy. So, because I didn't do that, I didn't get the deal. And supposedly the house owner sold the house to another investor, and for the exact same amount that I had offered them, which doesn't make sense when I had made multiple trips up there to help them out. Outside of doing foreclosure help, I also tried to, they were getting mail that they didn't understand. The lady's 84 years old and half blind, has a bad case of diabetes. Before I met her, 2 weeks prior to that, she had gone to the hospital because I guess she had high blood pressure, and she basically passed out. And they thought that she wasn't going to make it. So when I heard that story, I always want, I think of my own grandmother, and don't want that on my conscience that I had the opportunity to help somebody and I didn't. So I helped them. They sold to somebody else. Right now, that property was gone to foreclosure this Wednesday. So last Friday, what happens is this homeowner's daughter calls me out of the blue, because I haven't talked to them in over 6 weeks, and says, "Hey Jose, you were so nice to us. I'm in a pickle. The person that I'm renting my house from is decided to move back into this house, and now I got basically 6 weeks to find a place." And anybody who's following real estate knows that right now is not the best time to be buying or renting. I mean, trying to find a place that's affordable is ridiculous. So, person tells me they're, what they can afford, what kind of down payment they can put down, and so I reach out to my network, and nobody's willing to accept that low of payment. So I did a quick search in Facebook Marketplace, and believe it or not, there's several properties on there that not only meet her criteria, but are actually cheaper than what she can afford. So I sent it to her and said, "Here you go. I found these on Facebook Marketplace. You don't even need me. Reach out to these people and, find a place that works for you." So that's some of the stuff that you deal with as an investor. Then I move on to my newest project that you guys may or may not be aware of, but I'm under contract with my first co-living property. Everything was going good until the lender asked me where my down payment was coming from, and I told them that I'm borrowing my down payment. And supposedly all the programs that this particular lender has does not allow me to borrow the down payment. All the lenders that I've dealt with up to this point, all of them say that there's no way for me, or they won't allow for me to basically have no money in the deal, which is not been the case up to this point, but you know, this is a new market for me. I wasn't investing in Colorado. I was up in Minnesota, and I was able to find ways to use other people's money to pay for the whole thing. Didn't have to use my own money. So now I am in the process of using my network and trying to find a lender that will allow me to use borrowed money for my down payment and finance the purchase of the property so that I can close on this deal. My problem is, like I said, good, bad, and ugly. I have till August 16th. It usually takes about 14 days for a lender to get a file, work the file, verify all the numbers, verify that it is something that they're willing to lend on so it's not a high risk, and then get with title to close. So there's my dilemma. I roughly have, what is that? Today is the 22nd, so I have 9 days plus 6, so I got 25 days. So I'm not in a pickle as of yet, but I'm slowly getting there. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't hold this seller up, because they have a house that they're trying to buy, and they need the proceeds from this sale to buy that new property. Seller's going through divorce and has 2 kids, so I can't sit here and in good conscience hold them up, giving them false hope that this house is going to sell and they're going to be able to buy this other house that they really want to get into without having a solid plan forward. So I've given myself to this Friday to find a new source of income, or not income, but funding. Reached out to a good friend of mine, kind of used her as a soundboard, and she's like, have you called this person? Have you called that person? I'm like, I didn't think they would do this. And they're like, oh yeah, they do this all the time. So it's just great to have a network, because otherwise, what's your network worth if you're not going to use it? So that's what I'm doing now. Reaching out to people that I know who do this all the time and using their resources to close this deal so I can close my first co-living deal, and I can make sure that this family is able to move on to the next chapter of their lives. So, that being said, thank you for checking in on this particular video, and I will be back on Friday to give you an update. See you soon.